number 27. A coil is moved through a magnetic field as shown in figure 23.59. The field is uniform inside the rectangle and zero outside. What is the direction of the induced current and what is the direction of the magnetic force on the coil at each position shown? All right, so there's only going to be an induced current inside of this wire. Let me put in a different color. Inside of this wire here, whenever there is a changing flux, magnetic flux through the center of the wire. Now that's only going to happen if the strength of the magnetic field inside of the wire is changing or the area that is exposed to the magnetic field is changing. So, and that's just according to the formula over here on the top right, and we've done that many times. So now the thing is, when the coil is in this position, there is no change in the magnetic field inside of this area. So there is no flux, and therefore there is no induced current. All right, so zero. But now as the coil is moving into now this magnetic field, that's what they're trying to show here. There is now a changing magnetic flux because the area that is exposed to that magnetic field is now changing. Okay. You could also think about it as the overall strength of the magnetic field is changing too. It does not really matter. But here's the thing. There's an increasing now magnetic field that is going to be pointing out of the page. Right? That's what these little dots represent. So what's going to happen is that there's going to be a current that is induced in this wire such that whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise we have to determine, but that is going to be such to oppose the change in the magnetic field. In other words, there's going to be a current that now will produce a magnetic field inside the coil that is directed into the page to oppose this out of the page increasing magnetic field. So the only way to do that, now we have to think about it, is if we rotate our hands now counterclockwise, so put your hand in this position, point your thumb over to the left. We are using right hand rule number 2. If you need a refresher, that see the prior chapter 22. Right hand to the left. Excuse me, right. Your right thumb is pointing to the left. You're going to wrap your fingers, curl your fingers around, and we're going to realize that when we come through the coil, we're coming out of the page. So that's not the direction. So it must be then to the left, to the right. Wait a minute. Did I say that wrong before? Huh. Well, whatever. Point your thumb now to the left. What? What the? Point it to the right. My God, Andrew, hold on. Right. Left. Okay. Point your thumb now to the right. All right. And when you curl your now fingers around the top of this loop using right hand rule number 2, your fingers are then going to coil and curl into, just like I have shown, the loop. Okay. So therefore, this is telling us that there is a clockwise current that is induced. So I'm going to write clock. Okay. Now here there is no change because the magnetic field now strength is not changing. Although this is moving, it doesn't really matter. There is no induced current because there is no changing flux. Okay. However, one other thing they said, force, right? So the force will always oppose the motion. If the motion is to the right, then the force must be to the left. It's that simple. So now here's something else. So now here we have a decreasing now field. Okay, as the wire is moving out. So therefore, we can just think about it exactly opposite since the magnetic flux is decreasing inside, and that's a result of a decreasing then magnetic field, more or less. We have to serve to increase then the magnetic field. So there's going to be an induced current here in the wire that's going to produce a magnetic field through the wire that is coming out of the page. So it's literally going to be the exact same thing. Point your thumb now to the left. I got that right this time. And then you're going to curl your fingers around, and you're going to realize that your fingers are now going to be pointing towards you as you curl through the wire. Okay, so that means that it's going counterclockwise, so counterclockwise in this picture. And again, the force is also now pointing in the same direction because opposed to the motion to the left. And over here, there is no changing flux, so again, it's zero. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully that helps. If it does, help us out. Subscribe, like, tell your friends. We will see you soon. Take care.